Alright, so the Transformers are rolling out in 90s fashion for Rise of the Beast, and yeah, this guy grew up watching the animated Beast Wars series, so I had high hopes going into this reboot. I don't know if it's actually a reboot of the Transformers. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down this latest machine-on-machine transforming fest, explaining the ending, how it sets up something huge in the universe, some small callbacks to the original series, along with our thoughts of the film. Spoilers are coming, so if you haven't had a chance to check it out, then I highly recommend you transform and drive out of here now. But please do hit that like button and make sure to subscribe for breakdowns like this every day. With all of that out of the way, thank you so much for clicking this. Again, I am Jared. Now let's get into Rise of the Beasts. Alright, so Rise of the Beast kicks off introducing Unicron, the planet-devouring dark god in the distant future, trying to destroy the Maximal homeworld, sending the evil Scourge, his trusted general, down to retrieve the Transwarp Key technology so he's able to jump from universe to universe, feasting on anything and everything eternally. A lot of fairly heady stuff just to set this movie up, especially if you don't have much knowledge on the Transformers or Beast Wars lore, so stick with me here. Ape Link, the leader of the Maximals, who looks like a much more metallic version of Optimus Prime, promotes Primal as the new leader of the Maximals, as he stays back to fight off Scourge, giving them enough time to safely escape with the Transwarp Key. The Maximals are successfully transported to what is supposed to be prehistoric Earth via the Ark, if we're going off the animated Beast Wars lore. Ape Link perishes at the hands of Scourge, ripping off his insignia and fusing it to his body. Flash forward now, as it's 1994, hip-hop and Brooklyn vibes are flowing, people, as we're introduced to the human counterparts of this movie. First is Noah, an ex-military electronics expert, struggling to find a job to help support his family and brother, who is unfortunately suffering from a sickle cell disorder, however unsuccessful, turning to other means of cash flow, something borderline illegal. Second is Elena, as an overlooked intern at the Ellis Island Museum, whose boss constantly takes credit for her discoveries. She is, no doubt, 100% the expositional mouthpiece of this movie. Like I kind of feel bad for Fishback. Anyway, it's a dual type story happening right now as Noah attempts to steal a fancy pants souped up car only to realize that it's Mirage, taking him on an uncontrolled police chase. The two then become fast friends here to meet up with the other Autobots hiding on Earth because the Transwarp Key has now been activated and they want to go home. This is because Elena stayed late at the museum running tests on the new artifact that came in, crumbling it only to reveal that the key was hiding inside of it. However, this also alerts the likes of Scourge and his Terrorcon buddies of Nightbird and Battletrap. So it's an all-out explosive rush for the key as the Autobots and Scourge crew get into fisticuffs, resulting in Bumblebee's spark being extinguished and Scourge escaping with the key. However, Airazor, who showed up in the last bit of the fight, fills them all in that the key that Scourge got was only actually half of the key. The other half is hidden in Peru, with the other Maximals having control of it. It's a big adventure full of mumbo-jumbo as they arrive to Peru, meet up with the other Maximals who claim they are warriors of the Autobots' past and future, and this is because they use the Transwarp Key to travel back into the past, as Scourge descends upon them, tracking Airazor, who had been affected by Scourge's dark energy from an earlier battle. Primal makes the tough decision here to end Airazor's spark because of the infection, while Noah is about to destroy the other half of the Maximals' Transwarp Key, saving Earth from Unicron, but would then strand the Autobots on Earth. Optimus pleads with him, "Man, I'll do anything," finally seeing how the humans and Autobots can work together, resulting in Noah standing down, but Scourge swoops in and collects the other half of the key. Scourge now has both halves of the key, combines the two, making what looks like a tower straight out of Lord of the Rings. The two towers appear, lava and all, as all is set in motion for Unicron to now take the juicy, big old juicy bite out of Earth, opening a giant portal in the sky. Loads of Terracon drones flow from the tower as the Maximals and Autobots agree to fight as a distraction to allow Noah and Elena to sneak through underground tunnels, entering a special access code to deactivate the portal console. Scourge obviously catches on to their plan, but Mirage swoops in to help distract him while Noah and Elena are doing their thing. Mirage is bested by Scourge, but in his last few moments tells Noah to take over the wheel, transforming into an exosuit for Noah to use. This is straight out of the original Transformers cartoon series, but looks a lot more like Mega Man X's suit once he gets all of the Zero upgrades in that game. Optimus Prime and Noah pull double time facing off with Scourge, while a giant energy blast from the Transwarp Tower brings Unicron even closer. It also activates all of the raw energon in the ground, boosting Bumblebee's spark back to life. Probably what is the best scene of the movie is Bumblebee skydiving back into the action while LL Cool J's "Mama Said Knock You Out" plays. Like, chef's kiss right here. Bee's return helps with the other Maximals and Autobots on the battlefield and gives Prime enough juice to get the advantage on Scourge, cutting off his arm, ripping out his spine like a damn Mortal Kombat fatality, and reclaiming Bumblebee's Autobot emblem, of which was ripped from Bee upon dying earlier. In a last-ditch effort, Prime chooses to sacrifice himself to destroy the Transwarp key, thus stranding them on Earth. After doing so, there is a giant vacuum-like sucking from the Unicron portal as Prime tries to use his axe to anchor himself to the ground. However, the sucking is like Lana Rhoades' strength as Prime's axe slips. Right as it's about to give away, Noah swoops in holding Prime, as then Primal joins in and holds them, rescuing them from the blast radius of the exploded Transwarp key. They regroup with both Prime and Primal giving speeches about how Unicron is still out there, will do anything to get back to Earth, and to let him come. It looks like the two factions are now homies, straight up doing their thing, as the Autobots return back to New York City, and Noah looking at the Mirage exosuit that helped save his life. The film closes with Noah returning back home to New York, continuing his job search to support his family as he sits down with Michael Kelly's character in some weird warehouse, interviewing for what is supposed to be a simple security guard job. Kelly mentions that Noah's resume is honestly pretty lackluster when Noah goes off on a run of explaining how he recently saved the world with the Autobots and Maximals, blah, 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 but not outing them like a child telling stories in order to get the gig. Kelly reveals he knows all about his recent exploits, sliding him a business card saying he wants Noah for his team. He wants him to work for him. Unsure of what's really going on, Kelly stands up from his desk, touching the shield-shaped plaque hanging behind him, causing the wall to move to reveal a massive military facility. As the two step onto an elevator-type platform to descend, there is a futuristic-looking jet being built in the background. Noah, like us viewers, is hella confused, turning over the card to reveal a Falcon-like logo with a star with the words G.I. Joe. That's right, baby! The Transformers are getting in bed with the Joes.
Pork chop sandwiches! Oh shit! Get the fuck out of here! What are you doing? Go! Get the fuck out of here, you stupid idiot!
So it looks like this is going to be the start of the fabled Hasbro-verse, so get ready to get some souped-up muscle cars and lots of baby-oiled bros with cut-off sleeves. This actually makes sense. I'm surprised it wasn't done before with all of the cinematic universes running amok out there. But with Hasbro owning the rights to both of these properties, it feels right and safe to have them kind of feed off of one another, especially with the rumor of a G.I. Joe reboot currently in the works, because, 2021's Snake Eyes was not it. Producer Lorenzo de Bonaventura even dropped a few nuggets in recent interviews alluding to this crossover.
Steven came aboard and was immediately pushing in that direction. And thankfully, the movie really sort of led us to a nice way to bring it together. For sure, it's going to play a part in the next movie. It's too good, and the audience reaction has been really gratifying to that very small but very cool little beat.
Surprisingly, this won't be the first time these franchises match up, with the first crossover actually being featured in a handful of issues in the 1986 Marvel Comics run titled G.I. Joe and the Transformers. Here, the factions teamed up, fighting over control of a mobile power station, and hilariously saw the Joes accidentally blowing the out of Bumblebee. This followed by a handful of other team-up and versus comic runs, and even jumped over to animation with some of the Joes cameoing in the third season of the original Transformers cartoon. So the pair have history with one another, and it feels like Mirage and Noah are going to be the initial connective tissue between these two franchises, probably leading to a full-out, Autobots and Joes versus Cobra and Decepticon Saturday morning cartoon battle royale. There was already a massive military presence in the previous Transformers films, so slap on a new name on them, boom, bam, done. They are now the Joes.
G.I. Joe!
Oh, and there is a small mid-credit scene that shows Noah tinkering around with what looks to be an old junkyard vehicle, kind of pieced together, piecemealed and whatnot, as he puts in some finishing touches, and the car transforms back into Mirage. His old buddy is back. In the end of the movie, we were led to believe that Mirage perished at the hands of Scourge, but the exosuit technology that Noah used in the final battle must have still had a bit of Mirage's spark and essence still in it, allowing him to be implanted into this new skeleton of a car. So it looks like this duo will continue on with the franchise similar to, Sam and Bumblebee or Charlie and Bumblebee, if that is that they get an actual green light for the sequel from this Beast Wars story, which is, honestly, it's probably going to happen, especially with this G.I. Joe tie-in. I think Rise of the Beasts is fine, enjoyable at times, really separating itself from the overall tone of the Bay films by infusing everything with a 90s hip-hop soundtrack. As a weird kid who binged way too much of the Beast Wars animated series and had multiple of their action figures, I was beyond ecstatic to see these big old beasts doing their transforming shenanigans. The Mirage and Noah team-up is something that could blossom into something really cool, like Bee and Sam, especially with the setup at the end of this movie. And I liked what Capel Jr. had Prime be, more of this jaded character growing towards that Autobot leader we know and love. Unfortunately, I'm going to give this movie a 6 out of 10 because although there were several moments and jokes that really hit, this movie is stuffed, and I mean stuffed, with exposition. Fishback's character is basically a talking head of information the audience needs to know, while it bleeds over into other characters too. Plus, with them finally bringing the Maximals into the picture, it's honestly kinda lackluster. They unfortunately have to share the spotlight, and it's probably because they were scared that casual audiences wouldn't understand. On top of that, I personally think that they dropped the ball by not including any actual Decepticons or Predacons. Like, Waspinator, where's my boy? You did him dirty! The story goes through the motions, the emotional beats not hitting at all, so in the end, does it really matter? But the Joes and Transformers teaming up could be something badass, so I'm cautiously optimistic on that front. Anyway, let us know your thoughts on Transformers Rise of the Beast in the comments. Was this a much-warranted reboot, bringing in the obscure Beast Wars lore, or did this actually make you miss the over-the-top, explosive bayham of the first few Michael Bay Transformers movies? Again, let us know in the comments below. Anyway, if you want to support the channel for as little as 99 cents a month, then please click that join button below, and as a thank you, you'll get exclusive early access to videos every single week. You're a super special group. Also, just a heads up, this will be one of my very last videos here at Heavy Spoilers. A big thank you to the crew here for bringing me on board and everyone who has been willing to give me a chance. Paul and the editors, Matt and Steesh, thank you. It was a tough decision, but personal and health reasons had other plans. I'll still be around making my own personal stuff on my social accounts sporadically, making content here or there. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of the socials, search Jared Buckendahl, J-Buck Studios, or J-Buck Movies, and you'll be sure to find me there. Again, thank you to everyone for everything. My final video will be a breakdown of 1997's The Game, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Again, I've been your host, Jared, and you've all been great. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and peace.